Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. We are going to today, Pisces, actually on the summer solstice, which is interesting. I think I have you and Aries left for this that I was going to do for a reading. Kind of get like, what can you expect this summer? So we sort of look at a bit of theme, a bit of your energy right now, and what sort of the theme of your summer is going to be through oracle cards, and I'm going to develop it further with tarot cards. So my sweet, sweet Pisces, we're going to get started. This is just a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you. If it does, there is an extended, and the link to that is at the top of the description within this video. All right, Pisces, energy for Pisces right now. And I want to say I do plan to do Aries today as well. So because both of you are kind of taking place the summer solstice, the energy that represents you right now, and then kind of the energy for the theme of your summer, you may sort of feel in between both of those because, well, at least when I'm releasing this. So depending on when you get it, I like to think it's sort of when you're sort of meant to receive it. So I do want to say that there's some sort of significance, perhaps for both of you, for Pisces and Aries, that your readings are being done for the summer on the summer solstice. So that's kind of cool. It's worth the wait, right? So there will be, I think there'll be a bleed through in energy of where you are now and what sort of the theme of your summer is going to be. So right now, Pisces, my sweet Pisces, my Pisces friends. It's kind of cute. I always call Virgo sexy Virgo. I always want to call Pisces like beautiful Pisces. That card is so pretty. Pretty Pisces. That's what I want. Pretty Pisces. All right, pretty Pisces. Pretty Pisces. Pisces is always very pretty too. I think as well, even if they don't, if a Piscean doesn't have like traditional or society-based ideals of what beauty is, it's sort of like an iconic beauty. I think Pisces has that kind of energy. What do you have right now, Pisces? Believe in yourself, squirrel spirit. I love it. Ooh, interesting message coming up with this. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at, so before I got started, I sort of went into a little, I don't know, maybe I call it like a little meditative trance, just kind of ground myself and connect. And I'm sitting here and I'm sort of looking at my little tray. This is my little tray that I have where I burn all my incense, and I have acorns on here. And I thought, I wonder what I would tell someone if they looked at this tray and they said, well, why do you have the acorns? And I would say, because they're, to me, they're a symbol of like hundreds of years ago, people that were kind of witchy and mystical, they would often hand over an acorn in a handshake or some sort of greeting as a secret way of conveying sort of a connection. But to me, the acorn symbolizes magic. So the acorn symbolizes magic. And I was thinking about all this before I tapped into your energy, or attempting to. And I was looking at my acorns thinking, what would I tell someone? Why do I have the acorns on the tray? They symbolize magic to me. So the symbol of magic, and of course, like think of the giant mighty oak comes from such a humble acorn. And look at you. You have the acorn right now. I feel like you're tapped into that energy, or I was tapping into your energy, and that I'm hearing euphemism had to come out here about these acorns. Believe in yourself. Believe in your magic. You are a magic being, and don't settle for anything less. Don't settle for anything less than the biggest acorn that you want. The biggest acorn that you have your eyes, your heart, your mind set on. That's the energy that you're in right now. I don't know that you are, because I feel like this is almost a pep talk. Maybe this is a little pep talk to Pisces, to really believe in yourself, about the acorn, about the magic that you hold within you, about connecting with those around you that also hold this magic, because that's what the acorn also symbolizes. It also symbolizes the potential of mighty, enormous growth from something so small. It just takes the right conditions and the right timing for something so tiny to grow into something so enormous. Pisces. So what is the theme for your summer. What is the theme for Pisces summer? Pretty, pretty Pisces. Lion spirit. Be generous of spirit. Now, I'm feeling immediately like a connection between you and the universe with this card. Generous of spirit, lion spirit. The spirit is really hitting me. I mean, it's there twice, obviously, but that's what I'm really being drawn to is the word spirit. Wow, it's kind of like you're about to hatch, or you're going into perhaps even this mighty, finding the right acorn, you know, the right acorn, the right magical vessel that is adequate to hold you. These are too small to hold the energy, the essence of this little red squirrel. Right in here. This is, you know, if you curled in there real tight, it could contain you. Something to contain your magic. Maybe you're looking for some sort of a new practice right now. It could be a spiritual practice. It may not be though, but I think it's going to lead to something more spiritual for you throughout the summer. That's really interesting. I did this for myself, and I got Temple Path, so it's like, okay. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. For myself, my summer is going to be more about on a personal level, because, you know, there's lots of different ways that you can look at your zodiac, but to do it for yourself on a personal level. And I feel a bit like this for you, but it feels like right now, you're believing in yourself. You're believing in what you can claim and acquire and achieve, but it's the basis of magic, and it's connecting, so that it's almost like taking this vessel, if this vessel is you, or it's somehow right now creating some sort of practice to put your magic in a vessel. Maybe it's I'm getting like all like poetry. It could be like something very, and that would be very Piscean. It could be like poetry or art. It could be singing bowls. It could be divination. Like there's something about putting your magic into a vessel here. And then it's like in the summer, you get ready to expand it, to grow it, to allow it to really flow, to be generous of your spirit. I feel like you're really going to connect with your soul this summer, Pisces. You know, it's curious because a lot of times when this card comes out for me, I feel like it is a sense of leadership on some level. I'm not really getting that so much for you. I'm honestly, like, it just feels like this lion is looking up into the sky and connecting their inner strength, like finding some sort of vessel for it. Some new way for you to connect on a deeper level here. What do you have at the bottom? You have elephant. Learn from the past. That to me is just what it is right now. I'm going to see how things develop. Maybe it means something specific for you. It's just a very obvious statement. So that could be some of things that you've encountered, experienced, learned through in the past. You're going to utilize that perhaps as the vessel moving forward. Generous of spirit. I feel like you're going to give everything you have. Like, it's almost as if like your heart and your soul to the universe. Like the realization. I don't know if I should say it, because it feels like the realization, you doing this, but you have to experience it on your own level, is when you do that, the universe gives you so much more in return. So I do want to say too, this is a sense of early manifestation. Like I would almost link this to the Magician card, that squirrel spirit, to believe in yourself, like the vessel of magic. What do you utilize? Do you utilize a pentacle? You invest in yourself, right? The Magician stands with all the tools that he or she needs to create something. Is it a cup? Is it something poetic? Is it something from your heart, your soul? Is it a wand? Is it something that excites you, that makes you feel like you could conquer the world? The world is an oyster and it is yours. Or is it the sword? Is it the sword of truth, of realization? Epiphanies. I feel like you're pulling me right in there. Like you're going right into this. It's deeper, spiritual. It's really beautiful. 3 cards. You got the Page of Cups. So you're starting in your natural energy with it. And then you have the 4 of Cups and you're exploring. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles. So right now, believe in yourself. The Page of Cups, it's as if something very small never got off the ground. The Page of Cups into the 4 of Cups, and there's a sense of melancholy in that. But with the Queen of Pentacles, it's almost like believe in yourself, and there's an aspect of something for you here that didn't quite get off the ground, and it feels emotionally based. It could have something to do with friendship. Something may have been misunderstood. But now, and then you come out with this very powerful Queen of Pentacles. So I just can't help but feel recognizing within you where you have a strength element, finding the vessel, focusing on your strength, not focusing on something that has fallen through, something that started off small and didn't go anywhere. It's focusing right now on where you have, it's real tangible too. It's like the reality of your life, the physical aspect of your life. But somehow I feel like you're going to utilize that to turn this cup energy around throughout the summer. So let's see what we have for Be Generous of Spirit. Lion Spirit throughout the summer for Pisces. The 2 of Swords and 9 of Cups. Moving past indecision and finding your happiness. The 6 of Pentacles and the 10 of Swords. Wiping something away. The 3 of Wands is on the bottom. You are preparing for a ship to come in. That's what your summer is. But you do this on a very spiritual, in a very spiritual way. Even look at this person. I just, like, it just feels very spiritual. I mean, these look like crosses to me, although they're kind of funny. One has more sticks than a regular cross. But almost like, look, again, she's not looking in the river. Typically, the 3 of Wands is looking out into the water. The seeds that you've already planted, your ship is coming in. But she's looking up. He or she is looking up into the sky, which again reminds me of this lion. Kind of like looking up. Looking up too? I like that. Even just that phrase with the 2 of Swords into the 9 of Cups. Because the 9 of Cups is about your own emotional happiness, your own internal happiness here. Finding happiness. You go into the 6 of Pentacles and the 10 of Swords. The 8 of Wands sits underneath the 2 of Swords. The Emperor sits under the 9 of Cups. The High Priestess sits under the 6 of Pentacles. And the Chariot sits under the 10 of Swords. Sorry, I feel like I'm really talking like Sylvester the Pussycat today with that. Anyways, I got so many things in my mouth. They don't come out, so don't bother putting it in the comments. Because if I could take it out to talk, I would, wouldn't I? The 2 of Swords with the 8 of Wands, indecision. There is, I want to say, a very mystical aspect, perhaps of communication for you, between you and the universe. But it could be something else. You got really strong major arcana cards here, all at the bottom, all last 3 cards. I'm told to pull one more. What is this? Damn it, it's the King of Pentacles. I was told to pull one more off the top here. Look at that. You have 2 counterpart energies sitting here, which is really interesting. In one level, it seems like coming to terms with this is the really powerful part of you, the Queen of Pentacles, the feminine, the more yin energy, and over the summer, coming into a real strong balance, like really bringing your yin and your yang into balance. Physically, financially, prosperity-wise, leadership. Whatever you're going to do in the summer, it's taking your leadership to a new level. You know, it's funny because you have the lion spirit. And I said often it feels like that's sort of a message with that card, but it didn't come in like that to me. It feels really strongly like your spirit. I'm seeing two spirit. The fact that spirit is showing up twice here on this card, I keep getting drawn to it. I don't know if this could be an energy. This is either the two sides of you. And look at, right? Pisces is a dual sign too. And we have the two fish. So there's an essence of your duality this summer that's coming out really prominently. And what I'm seeing here, the Emperor and the High Priestess, this is almost showing up as an aspect of your duality. And then into the Chariot. This Eight of Wands to me feels more like making a wish, like wishing on something and putting it out to the universe. The Emperor here looks within a crystal ball, which is very, well, that's interesting. I never noticed the Queen of Pentacles is holding something like a ball in her hand too. She holds a leaf. It looks, damn me, it looks like an oak leaf. I don't know, is that focusing? It's not focusing. It's, I wouldn't call it a crystal ball, almost like an orb. She's holding an orb with an oak leaf in it. How crazy is that? Because of the acorns, which turn into oak trees. The Emperor, that is not... hell? It looks like the Emperor in the crystal ball. It almost looks like a fish. I wish this would focus. I'm not focusing. It looks like a fish with its mouth open and a red eye. That's crazy. There's definitely some sort of duality going on for you in the summer. See, now the King of Pentacles, he holds the acorn. It floats above his hand. Oh man, guys, let's sit down and really get into this. There's some weird synchronicities going on in this reading for you. It goes way beyond what these cards are talked about in the tarot. There's another orb here with like something within it waiting to hatch. And then here with the Chariot, we have, of course, it's like this giant bubble, or you could call it an aquatic orb that is coming up with a crab holding, to me, I call it like the golden egg. So something hatching, and here we go. And the High Priestess holding the pomegranate again. Rebirth from death into life through the unknown. Sorry, I'm looking at all the cards now because this reading is speaking to me on a whole new level. Well, you are definitely recognizing the potential. It's almost as if disappointment feeds you. Like it's the fertilizer of life or future success. It's almost like disappointment because something, you know, the Page of Cups is very hopeful and very innocent, maybe even a little bit naive. But it's simple, it's easy, it's gentle. And then you go into the Four of Cups where, well, now I have disappointment. You know, things really just don't get off the ground. It didn't fly for me. But it almost seems like that's the fertilizer for you right now to become the success to grow this oak tree in the future. And the oak tree is something to me that symbolizes standing the test of time. It may take time for this to grow. It may not move as fast as the poplar tree or the birch tree. I was just up at my mom's for a few days helping her garden, and there's a section of road or highway that I go across. I call it, it's just a 2-lane highway. And it's all these evergreen trees. And then there's a farm field, a small field right in front of the evergreen trees. And it's a very noticeable stand of trees because I think they're planted all in rows, you know, when they used to plant the pine trees all in rows. And then standing, like I would say about 20 feet outside of this, all on its own, is this huge birch tree. And I've been looking at it for years, driving up there, and I noticed, and it's kind of funny that I noticed that, what day is it today? I guess last week. And I thought to myself, I bet you that birch tree's coming to its end, because if memory serves, I think birch trees only live for between 40 and 60 years. They're not a long-lived tree. However, they grow faster. They're extremely flexible. If you've ever seen one in a snow or an ice storm, the canopy can hit the ground. And if it's allowed to come up soon enough, like I want to say within a week of that happening, it being bent, it will come back up again eventually. It's extremely flexible. It's extremely fast growing, but it's short-lived compared to many other trees. Well, here in Canada anyways. And the oak is one of those. And as well, I want to say like the pine tree too. You can see pine trees that are a few hundred years old. And this oak, this is fascinating. This is not something that will grow quickly. And I'm almost seeing it. I'm almost like seeing the seed of your future sitting in the ground and slowly trying to find purchase. The roots trying to get in there. Right now is the energy that you're in. The disappointments that you've suffered, it's like the fertilizer. Perhaps even the tears that you've cried are the water that feeds, that nourishes the root system. And as it sits there and almost feels like it does nothing, you sort of witness maybe your neighbors, the birch tree, the poplar tree, like already grown 2 feet this year. And I barely have purchase on the ground. But there is something really significant here. I do want to say, I would, if you could find one, Pisces, I would find an acorn. And I would keep one close at hand this summer. Touching it, holding it, keep it in your pocket. They're all holding this. And the High Priestess has a secret here about this. I want to clarify her. Look at, this is growing in the ground with the Six of Pentacles. I feel like the acorn, like if you find an acorn, if you can find an acorn, maybe not everyone has access to acorns. I only have 2, so I would mail y'all some if I had 4, but that's all I have. Holding it. Every time you touch it in your hand, like you feel it in your pocket, or you see it on the desk where you are, and you touch it and you pick it up, it's going to remind you that whatever you're trying to get, to acclaim, to achieve, whatever this is for you, it's the mighty oak. And it's not going to grow as fast as the poplar tree and the birch tree around you. But it's going to last a hell of a lot longer. That's really coming in here strong. And this Emperor is holding the image of you within the crystal ball. Now, it's interesting because the Emperor looks like he has a maple leaf on his head. But I want to say that's another tree that will last a long time. I don't think it'll last quite as long as the oak. But they're also deciduous trees. And so they go through cycles. You're going through a cycle. Whatever it is that you want here, it really is there for you. But damn, it's just an oak tree. It's not a birch tree. It's just not going to grow super, super fast. But even within my lifetime, I can recognize, that I think that birch tree has hit its glory. It's as big as I've ever seen any birch tree. And thinking, like, I've been driving up that way. Yeah, since I was 2. So I've been going up to the area that I go to. I'm not going to say it because it's beautiful and quaint and I don't want the whole world going there. Since I was 2. So I obviously don't have memories of that tree. But I remember that tree in my 20s, seeing it and recognizing it. So it's already put in. Yeah, it's getting nearer to its end. And I felt a little bit of melancholy about it. I thought, I always look at that tree and I'm always impressed by it because there's no other birch trees anywhere in the vicinity. I don't know how it ended up there. I guess maybe a squirrel took the seed and planted it. That tree in itself is kind of a miracle, standing just outside of this massive pine forest. And there's no birch trees anywhere but this one. But yours is not a birch tree. Yours is an oak. And it doesn't come, like this looking up into the sky, like connecting your soul to something deeper. This is something deeper. I want to clarify the High Priestess because she holds the pomegranate. Now, interesting, the leaves that are falling around her, like kind of cascading down around her waist. I'm trying to think of what they are. I've seen them before. And I can't, it's either a maple or an oak. And the really weird thing is it almost looks like a combination of the two. But I'm pretty sure, I don't think it's a hybrid type of tree. I think it's an actual. Whatever it is, this High Priestess energy is connected to whatever this is for you. And as slow growing as it is, it's going to last longer than anything else too. I guess maybe I should have said that at some point. The High Priestess. The High Priestess. The High Priestess again. The Four of Pentacles. She holds her secret and she holds it tightly. That's all I'm going to say. That's all she's going to say. She's not divulging anything right now. You have to wait. Why does the Emperor have you in the... It's like a fish in this crystal ball. Why is the Emperor holding this fish? Oh, look at the Eight of Wands is beside the Emperor and the Eight of Wands came out. Wow, you have the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Movement. Serious movement. It's almost like once the right amount of root finally takes purchase here, Pisces, this thing is going to grow. It might not grow as fast as anything else around it, but it's going to stand the test of time. But the movement is starting to come for it. And the Ace of Cups. Emotional new beginnings. Right? Things were small before. Things were small. And they didn't work out. This is starting off big. An energy that can get purchase on something. The Chariot. You see how the Justice card is just balancing him? Justice? Absolute balance. Holy cow, that's crazy. The Seven of Swords, though, came out with that. Sneaky, isn't it? Sleight of hand. That was very sleight of hand. Did anything else flip with that? I was a little distracted with that card jumping at me like that. Justice and the Seven of Swords, depicting the Chariot. Yeah, because there's some sort of secret energy here. The High Priestess is clarified by the High Priestess, and the Four of Pentacles is not... The universe is like very tight-lipped about something here, which tells me it's not so much about what you ask of the universe, but what you give to the universe. I said that earlier on. It's like giving your heart and your soul, surrendering it somehow. The King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles? Right, because the King of Pentacles is the acorn hovers above his hand. It's like these two elements here. And there's the water. the Knight of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, the Two of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. Rome wasn't built in a day. Neither will this be. Very true. The Knight of Pentacles. There's an awful lot of nostalgia. There's so much about the hands in this reading. I just feel like I've never had a reading so much where I see all these people presenting something in their hands, holding it in their hand. And what's in their hand is significant. I feel like, honest to goodness, I feel like something is missing here, and I feel like it's trapped in here, in this High Priestess energy. Like the universe has something to divulge, but it will not yet. But it definitely, again, just like, look at, he's holding this. It's almost like an offer of the flowers. He's like holding the universe in his hands. Do you see this, how it's repeating over and over again? And then, of course, the King of Cups is holding the cup. And then having something in your hands and giving and giving. Now he's giving what's been accumulated in his hands. The Acorn. The High Priestess just let something out here. So, right now you hold the leaf of the tree. It could be like the symbol of your own wish not growing and coming true. And almost looking at someone else's roadmap. Like being this little acorn. Being this little acorn, Pisces. And not quite growing yet. But seeing mighty oaks around you that are growing. Or even small ones that have taken purchase and started growing. And maybe one of their leaves falls down or gets knocked off in a breeze, whatever. And you focus on this leaf, but it's not. It's a little bit like, because believe in yourself. Don't focus on anyone else's success here. Just yours. Yours is different. Yours is a different road, and yours is a different map. And because I see this King of Pentacles, that's the start of the story, with all these things in their hand and having it in their hand and then finally giving it out. To me means the acorn is the key. The acorn obviously holds all the potential. No one else's dream. Don't even look at anyone else's accomplishments or dreams. It's just a leaf. It's just a representation of something that's already grown that's not yours. Because yours is going to be something so much more. It is the biggest acorn, right? So of course it's going to take longer to get purchased. But what I'm getting from this is almost like this: be generous of spirit. Give openly and freely of yourself to the universe. And maybe even to someone or people around you. But do it in a way that feels very heartfelt, like a surrender. Not a surrender like, I just give up, I can't deal with you anymore. It's a surrender into your own divinity. And then when you do this, it's almost as if, like, I'm looking at these cards and I'm seeing, like, you receive the pentacle. You have a pentacle to give. You receive a cup. You have a cup to give. You receive the world. You have the possibilities to give. And then here, this to me almost feels like you. Well, I mean, typically it's Scorpio energy, the King of Cups. But if I'm doing a reading for a water sign, to me it's you. It's you really in your strength, your deep connection to. This card represents sexuality, fatherhood, we'll call it parenthood. It's very scorpionic, what the King of Cups can really truly represent. So it is a depth in that within you. And then this leads you to having something to give. Like, it's almost like, well, your pockets are now full. You're now growing. Your dream is now growing. That's really intriguing. What's at the bottom? The King of Wands. And then that's it. The only thing I get with that is the lion. The energy of the lion, like Leo energy here. Fire and water. Fire and water. Because you have the King of Cups and the King of Fire. Oh, but you have the King of Pentacles. But the King of Pentacles, to me, feels like your story. The Acorn. I could go on and on with this. So I'm going to go do the extended. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the Energy Oracle deck. And I'm going to divide your summer up and look into it a little more depth. This already feels like it's pulling me deep in. It's just like beginning of summer, middle, and towards the end of the summer. I want to say too for my it's too late now. It's too late. I should have said it at the beginning. For my Southern Hemisphere friends going into winter. So I do like to say the change of season for them as well. Anyways, I blew that. Thank you so much, Pisces. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.